Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about Star Wars Unlimited. We're going to be doing a little bit of a market update, talking about some of the singles, how they're doing on the market, and the booster boxes, and what's happening with those really expensive and sought after showcase cards as well. That's another thing we're going to be looking into. So let's get right into it. The first thing we're going to take a look at is the booster boxes. Now, as you can see, I've typed Star Wars Unlimited booster boxes into eBay. Now, there are so little booster boxes out here, guys, that it's actually throwing in starter decks and also release kits as well. So just be aware of that. But 71 results there. So let's have a little look through some of the prices. Now, the box prices started off at around £85 on eBay, 85 to 90, something around there. As you can see, there's one there for 150. You've got another one here for 155, 150 again. Another one there for 140. But if you actually click into these guys, there's only one box listed. That you can't buy more than one. So it looks like these people have just maybe sat on a box for a little while, but it doesn't seem to have been a lot of people hoarding boxes here. There's a case here that's currently on bids, £810. That's still got 8 hours left, so that'll end at some point today. Remember, a case of 6 boxes as well, guys. But yeah, you got some decks there. But it's really, really thin on the ground, guys. Really, really thin out there. LGSs are just completely out of stock. 135 there, one has sold for. Case for 852. Pre-release boxes are up to 50 now. So it's interesting to see that these prices are starting to rise. I think a lot of people slept on Star Wars to begin with. Another thing that should be noted as well is that Asmodee announced that there will not be any immediate invoicing for booster boxes for the foreseeable future until set 2, basically. It looks like to be honest with you, it looks like they forgot to turn off the taps, and they're kind of running out of stock. And what they've noticed is that box prices are starting to increase on the secondary market. Now, they want to preserve the stock that they've got left, and try to keep the box prices down until set 2 announces. Now, what they did announce as well is that the reprint for this set is not going to come before July. Now, July is a long way away. It's the 16th of April today, so you're going to be looking at like 3 months until set 2 comes out. And it'll be interesting to see what happens to these box prices as that happens, because they're already nearly double, and if you go to America as well, they're at £200 already. Now, just bearing in mind, guys, this is the UK market I'm referring to. I've been very active in this market as well. I've been selling boxes and singles and all that sort of stuff, so I do kind of know what I'm getting at with this, and I've been following it very, very closely. So £192 there in America, and apparently some of the boxes in France, like the French versions, are already at 200, 300 euros. But there you go. That's enough about booster boxes, guys. I think these are going to be really, really hard to come by over the next few weeks, especially, and we're going to start seeing some real sort of wild swings in this. What Asmodee did say is that stores will get a maximum of 12 boxes in the next wave that comes out in I think it's May, and then the next one will be June. So there's going to be 24 boxes per store up until the release of set 2. That's not a lot, guys. Not a lot at all. 24 boxes is about 4 cases. Anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about some of the singles, and we're going to start off with the Darth Vader. Now, the Darth Vader was probably the chase card in terms of if you just want to hit a non-holo, right? For a non-holo, this one is very, very expensive, and there's a few reasons for this. People are playing the game. It's quite a powerful card within the game as well. It seems to be pretty hard to pull as well, and in addition to that, it's Darth Vader, right? There isn't a leader card for Darth Vader. I think people that have kind of wanted to jump in on Star Wars Unlimited have really wanted to collect some sort of Darth Vader card. I mean, that is a sick artwork as well. I really, really like this artwork. But as you can see, Darth Vader went on bids there, £55.50. Now, this card started off at around £40. It's slowly creeping up, and I think I've got maybe a couple of these left listed at 60. So I'd be interested to see if this will go up any higher. Here's a hyperspace here for 78, but yeah, £82 in Germany. So it looks like there are some pretty crazy prices for this card. But there we are. Darth Vader is a really good one to hit. I mean, if you was pulling one of those cards out of your box, you more or less paid for the box, right? Next up, we've got Star Wars. Next up, we've got Boba Fett. Of course, we've got Star Wars. But yeah, we've got Boba Fett here. This is the Disintegrator unit card. And this one started off at around £30. It's slowly crept up to around 40. It looks like people are listing them for high 40s now, 40, 50, things like that. There is a Disintegrator Hyperspace foil right there. This is actually my listing, I believe. And I think this sold for 130 or something like that, 120. Now these hyperspace foils, we'll talk about these very, very quickly. Out of all of the boxes I opened, I must have opened, I don't know, I reckon I opened over 100 boxes, right? And I expected to be able to get more, but we can't get any more now. But out of all of those 100 boxes, I pulled this card twice. I pulled the Luke Skywalker once, the hyperspace foil once, and the Darth Vader once. I've pulled more showcases than I've pulled these hyperspace foils of those three particular characters. I've managed to get the Force Lightning, the Vigilance, and the Command, and all that sort of stuff as well. But these are really the big hitters that you're looking to get if you're if you're looking for value in that sort of sense. But yeah, I mean, even the non-foil hyperspace, looking at 55 quid. I've pulled that a few times, so definitely not a particularly rare card. I mean, it is pretty rare. And so on and so forth. So yeah, the Boba Fett, pretty sought after card, and of course we'll move on to Luke Skywalker as well. Now this one here sold for $27.99. This card started off at around £20, and it's now increased all the way up to 30. It could may even go a little bit higher than that, because out of the three, it is the cheapest one. So it could well be underpriced, but £30 for Luke Skywalker is where it currently sits. And I would expect it to at least jump to 35 in the very, very near future. So if you need yourself a Luke Skywalker for your deck or your collection, I would pick it up now if you haven't already. All right, next up, we're going to be talking about showcases, guys. Now, I've typed in Star Wars Unlimited Showcase, right? There are 52 results on the entirety of eBay. And if you have a quick look through these, they're pretty high prices. And the ones that you will expect to see, I mean, Princess Leia, there's just none of these, guys. There's just absolutely none of these listed at all. I mean, if I was to go into the UK, there are currently 29 results listed in the UK. Now, if you actually have a look through, most of these are Sabine Wren, Thrawn, Urso, Chirrut. Chewbacca is a pretty good one, I think. I think that one's a little bit underpriced. That one will probably start to see some jumps. Palpatine, there's a few of on auction, but I mean Boba Fett. I mean, if we have a look for Boba Fett here, there's 11 results for Star Wars Unlimited Showcase Boba Fett, and this one here on bids PSA 9, £430. This one's at £450, and then after that it just gets ridiculous. You've got 800, 1200 again. There's another £800 card there as well. And that's it. There is no more of these cards listed, guys. It says 11 listings. I don't think it's 11 listings there at all. It's including some of the hyperspaces and the other cards as well. There's like 5 for Boba Fett, right? Now, what could happen to this card? I mean, these cards are really hard to pull, the showcases. It's 1 in 288 packs, but there's 16 leader cards. So if you times 16 by 288, you're looking at like 3,500, is it? 4,000, something like that. So 1 in 4,000 packs, 3,500 packs to pull the specific showcase that you want. So if you wanted the Boba Fett, you know, 4,500 packs, that's a lot of packs to get through. And that's it sort of explains why these prices are starting to go crazy. The other big chase as well would be the Leia. These were currently going for around 300, 400. These have just been bought up, guys. There's literally none left. The only two that you could find now are in the 600 range. So if you can find one below that price, definitely pick it up immediately. And you know, you could possibly stick it straight on and make a few £100. But it's just insane that this price has jumped so high so quickly. And I think it's starting to happen now that the boxes are starting to dry up. People have realised that these cards are really, really hard to get. I mean, I've been following this, all of the showcases throughout the last month or so. And there really hasn't been that many hitting the market, guys. Really, really hasn't been at all. They really, really are that hard to pull. Now, I think once set 2 comes out, it might take a little bit of a dip. Once the Darth Maul leader comes out and all that sort of stuff as well. But it'll be interesting to see what happens to these cards. I mean, they are technically rarer than the One Piece ones. So will they ever reach that One Piece price where they're hitting like the 1, 2, 3k a card? Anyway. We'll move on. That's the Boba Fett. All right, there's also a few rares in the set as well, which are pretty good value. You've got the K2SO right here. Let me just move this over so you can see the price. At the moment, hitting around €7 on Card Market. I've been getting around £7 or £8 for one of these. I mean, if you open up a case, you'll definitely get a few of these. And it just chips away at the price of the case. And having an £8 rare is actually really, really nice. There's a few other rares as well. The Red 3 is a really good one. This is currently up to €7 again. I was probably getting around £5 to £6 for one of these, but it was kind of this was a little while ago. I haven't had any of these for a little while. I've stopped opening boxes now purely because I can't get any more. I've still got some cases, but I'm not too sure I'm going to open these now. I mean, the EV on these boxes originally, guys, was absolutely insane. Really, really crazy. Even after you've taken out all your rares and your foils, hyperspaces, all of that stuff, you're just left with the commons and the uncommons. They started off selling. It was boxes of like, I don't know, there was maybe like 200 cards in there, right? Something like that. And it was going for like £25 a box. 20 to £25 a box in the beginning. Absolutely insane. We're not getting anywhere near those prices now, of course, because that's the way that the market works. But yeah, £20-25 just for the bulk. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. Couldn't believe it. But yeah, so there you go, guys. There's some really, really nice cards to hit, some really, really rare cards to hit. I've pulled more showcases and I've pulled hyperspace foil Darth Vader's, Boba Fett's and Luke Skywalker's, believe it or not. But then that's not necessarily too indicative, because I'm missing out I'm not including the times that I pulled the legendary hyperspace foils of the Force Lightning and the Command and stuff like that, right? But yeah, it's interesting to see what's going to happen with these booster boxes, guys. I'm expecting to see some really, really sharp rises now. Like I say, having a look on eBay right now, there's just not a lot of boxes whatsoever on here. They're just really hard to find. People that have listed them have got maybe one listed, two listed, something like that, and they're looking at around £140, £150 at the moment. Prices in America, as I say, are at 200 already, over 200. So I'd expect the English boxes to start hitting that price very, very soon. And the reason for that is just purely because the Americans are going to buy these boxes up, right? I mean, if they're over 200 pound in America, what's that in dollars? Like 250, 260, something like that. 150 is like $200, so I'm sure the Americans will start buying these up, and eventually the boxes will sort of realign. French boxes, I don't think they're going to get another reprint. That's already at like €200-300. I think the German and the Italian boxes are following very, very closely behind. But yeah, there's no reprints of this, guys, before July anyway. It'd be interesting to see if Asmodee take the route that they plan to take in the beginning. Who knows? We've overprinted it. They said they was going to print it to make it fully available for everybody. But now they're seeing the performance on the market. It'd be interesting to see if they actually do that and actually go the One Piece route instead of the Lorcana route. But Star Wars does seem to be very popular. There's a lot of people playing this game. A lot of people buying up the rares. That's why rares are hitting £8. I mean, it's very, very rare that a rare in Pokemon will ever hit that much, right? And the volume of sales is insane, guys. There is so much volume of sales. I sold thousands and thousands of cards, and it's just, yeah, it's been absolutely insane. I would really, really recommend have a look into Star Wars if it's something you want to pick up. And it looks like a good game. I haven't actually had time to learn to play it yet. To be honest with you, my life has kind of been taken over by just kind of breaking these boxes and selling the singles. It has literally given me sleepless nights, packing orders till like 3-4 o'clock in the morning. Remember, I am just one guy. But yeah, we got it all done, and yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Let me know in the comments if you're playing this game, if you're collecting it, if you're watching it if you're just watching it closely. Do you think Star Wars Unlimited will stick around? I know that Fantasy Flight have had some pretty bad issues in the past with letting games go. Although I don't necessarily think that's always the case. I think sometimes they just discontinue a game because they want to move on to something else. But that's not the way that TCGs will work. So it'd be interesting to see what happens with that as well. But let us know in the comments, guys, if you've bought any boxes. What's your best pull bin? If you've managed to pull any of those showcases yet? I actually managed to pull pretty much all of the showcases so far. I've had a Boba Fett, I've had a Leia. I actually sold them though, and I'm now regretting it. And I'm trying to buy those cards back. So yeah, lesson learned, guys. It is what it is, right? But yeah, those cards, those showcases, really, really hard to find. I think you're going to really struggle to get those in the next month or so. But yeah, thanks for watching. Leave us a like, subscribe if you're new here, and we'll see you in the next one.